Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Just a bit of a rant this morning, and it's something that's been bothering me for a very long time, and that's the new uniques. I'm calling them new. What I mean by that is the maybe the two or three previous uniques from the Zeus backwards. I'm not including the newest one because that one hasn't got no tech yet, but everything about these units is lacking, and it just feels like Kixeye. I don't know if they even listen to these videos or not, but it just feels like they're going backwards and expecting us the units that they're giving us to be the same, or us to use the units the same as we did with old. If you get what I'm saying, the new uniques. This is the turning point for me about the Asmodeus. I can't remember what the one previous to Asmodeus was. I'm trying to think. I think it was the Perseus, which I will get to shortly. That's where the good uniques, or the good tech for uniques, stopped. Was about the Perseus. The Asmodeus was a bit. I think Kixeye changed the Asmodeus because we complained a lot about the way the tech was. I think this was a great tech, well thought out prototype tech. I do miss them out the Shadow Ops, but a lot of people was confused, so I understand why Kixeye stopped the prototype tech. They could have just added the prototype tech to the event structure. So instead of now we've got 3 events before they're finished with the uniques, it would be 4 events, which would give the uniques a better shelf life, in my opinion. Right now, the way they've got it is we're getting 3 new techs for each unique unit. So if you look at the War Barge and the newest one we're getting the tech for now, the Zeus. The War Barge has got 3 techs. I know this isn't going to make a lot of sense, but it will do shortly. So they've gone from 4 techs for the Asmodeus to 3 techs to the War Barge, and I'm going to have a stab in the dark and say 3 techs for the Zeus, and also 3 techs for the newest one, the Inquisitor, Kane. I'm going to say they're both going to get 3 techs. Why can't we have the prototype techs? They were actually quite fun. Just put them back in the game, either back in Shadow Ops or back in the event. Extend the life of some of these uniques, especially the time we're taking to upgrade them. Now the rotation of uniques is 9 weeks, and if you include the events with that, it works out to be about 11 weeks before we get the unit, and then it's 11 weeks before we get the next unit. Whereas before it was closer to months, closer to 15 by the time we got the new unit, or the new unit drop, should I say. And my biggest problem is if you look at look at this fucking shit. Look at that. This is the last unit, and I'm not a big fan of this unit. But if you put all this tech, and there's two in a lot of the slots, so there's 2 different techs to pick from a bunch of the slots. But if you look at this unit and you use this unit in the game, the animations, the graphics, and everything that comes with this unit were fantastic. They made us feel like it was a fucking unique, even though they made it floating when it doesn't really float. It made it feel like a proper unit with the tech. So many different techs. Base damage would take. Why are we gone from this to 3 techs? Well, to 4 techs, then to 3 techs. It kind of doesn't make no sense. Although this one was bought, that tech was bought out in the zombie event, the holdout, I think it was zombie event. There's there's 6 techs there. The unit felt like a unique. The things that it did felt good. It felt fun. It felt enjoyable to use. It felt kind of like it was worth the repair time. I'm not saying the repair time's fair. I hate the repair time on these uniques. But to go from this to then move on to the Asmodeus to 4 techs. Where's the Asmodeus? There. To 4 techs. And then to the War Barge, which was a no-show from day one. Everyone knew the same thing. As soon as we found out this wasn't high altitude, we knew this was shit. To 3 techs. I'm going to say the Zeus is going to get 3 techs as well. What are uninspired as well. But I look at these techs. Reduces damage by 5,000. All they have to do is make sure that every unit they put in an event or up the stats in any base they choose to make sure it does over 5,000 DPS. And then also the speed acceleration, which is a bog standard tech that we would normally get for standard units. The 100% increase in turn speed and all that blah blah blah. It's basically the same for a standard unit. Moving on, and then it's just a standard 30% from vehicles, which is 10% more than what the standard units would give, and then 20% damage increase to infantry. It should be across the board. Again, they're uninspired. Minus 30% damage from all sources, uninspired, and plus 20% damage to all, uninspired. And then you go and look at the Azus, and it's going to be the exact same as this. But all but fucking the shouting, you know, no inspiration put into the unit whatsoever. And this is my biggest problem. None of these make any sense. A 20% movement speed. 20%. You for real? And you expect us to fucking say this is going to be fantastic unit? If you want players using these units, you need to make sure that they're getting the tech that brings them to the next level for players to go, well, I want to use this because it's fun. I barely use this unit. A 10% range increase. I mean, what is the point? I know it's useful. It does become useful in fighting the Omega Zeus, but that's the one base this unit's going to be useful for. It shouldn't be like that. It should be fucking... It should be something that we want to use, you know? Something that we think, right, hopefully this event's going to be... The Zeus is going to be good in it. It's been good in one fucking base. And the War Barge, what's that been? Collecting thorium, a base that hasn't changed in 5-6 years. You know, fuck's sake, Kixeye. They need to get a grip, and I'm not having a pop. I want them to see logic. When you're asking us for a 7 or 6, to a 9-hour, 10-hour, 11-hour repair, and you're putting tech on it that does nothing to make the enjoyment, the value. It doesn't increase the value of the unit to the point where we go, right, we want to use this unit. I haven't even bothered. Normally I'll get the Omega bases the first event, so it would have been last event. I haven't bothered. I literally haven't. I've got about 40 parts. If they're open up, I'll make a video. I might hit a few because I make a bad video and I'll have to re-record it to get the video right. That's the only real time I've hit these Zeus bases, because I can't be bothered because the unit's boring. It doesn't bring nothing new to the table. The base units in the game are better than what the Zeus is. And that's a shame. That shouldn't be that way. The Zeus should be the unit that everyone it wants to get to max, because it's the strongest unit in the game right now. All but the Cane. Once the Cane starts getting tech, that should be the strongest unit in the game. But it's not. We've got units that are infantry that have got a 30-minute repair that are stronger than this. And stronger than they're not necessarily stronger, but it is just the repair time outweighs the strength of these units. And I just want Kixeye to understand that they can't just keep putting out this 30%, 10 more range and all that bollocks. Put something interesting into the game. Go back to where you was with the Perseus. This is a fucking tech tree. And even before that, the plane. Even though the techs weren't great, alright, one was bugged. Where is it? The fighter company. Where's the fighter company? There. The text for the fighter company. Although we got these 4 all in one here, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still 5 texts there. Separate texts. And all of them have got two different things. You know? But they just can't be bothered. Did you know what? Personally, I think the weight of the amount of units being shoved down our throats has been a detrimental effect to the game as a whole, because they haven't had time to sit down and discuss what text they're going to put on the units. All they've got is they're going, right, we need 5 new units in the game every month. So that effect is knocked on to the way they go about putting tech. Just put 30% on it, and rather than discuss it to a point where they come up with some cool, not a Drake cool idea, but some cool ideas for the units. They haven't got the time to do that because they're too busy shoving shit down our throat and hopefully it sticks, you know. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on, guys, because it is one of them videos where 9-10 minutes nearly I've been fucking rabbiting on. It's just a shame, and it's something that Kixeye need to look at as the They're trying to sell us the units. Right now, they're not selling us them. You know? And it's poor. It's poor judgment on their end to think that this 30% and 10 more range is good for a 9-10 hour or whatever it is repair unit. It's not good. And it's not fun. Anyway, rant over and I'll catch you later, guys. Hopefully you agree with me. Hopefully it made sense, because I ain't got nothing written down. I just started fucking rabbiting on. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.